What if the biggest obstacle in your life isn't the world around you, but the person you see in the mirror? Welcome to a journey of self-discovery. Today we explore why we are often our own greatest hurdle. Self-sabotage is the subconscious attempt to stay in a state of familiarity, even when that state is painful. The mountain you are climbing isn't the problem. The mountain is you. We resist change because we fear the unknown, but that resistance is what creates our internal suffering. To stop sabotaging, we must first understand the emotional needs that our behaviors are trying to meet. Healing begins when we stop seeing our struggles as flaws and start seeing them as signals for growth. Let's dive deep into the psychology behind why we hold ourselves back. Our brains are wired for survival, not fulfillment. It views the unknown as a threat, even if that unknown is your success. We often choose familiar pain over unknown joy because we know how to manage the pain. The joy requires a new version of us. Your self-sabotage is a shield. It protects the identity you've built, even if that identity is keeping you small. Whenever you are on the verge of a breakthrough, your subconscious will create resistance to pull you back to the baseline. Brianna Wiest teaches us that the mountain is not an external obstacle. It is the accumulation of every habit we use to stay safe. True emotional maturity is the ability to feel fear or discomfort and still move forward toward your values. To break the cycle of self-sabotage, we must look directly at the needs we are trying to satisfy. What triggers your need to retreat? Is it a fear of judgment, a fear of failure, or perhaps a fear of being seen? Your shadow self contains all the parts of you that you've rejected. Healing requires you to bring them into the light. Acceptance is not resignation. It is the honest acknowledgement of where you are, so you can finally move somewhere else. Healing is a quiet, daily practice. It is the choice to be kind to yourself when you fail and firm when you need to grow. Emotions are like tunnels. You have to go all the way through them to reach the other side. Do not get stuck in the middle. Wholeness is better than perfection. It is the integration of all your experiences into a stronger, more beautiful self. Now let's talk about the practical steps to building an identity that no longer needs to sabotage itself. You build a new identity through evidence. Every small win is a vote for the person you are becoming. Discipline is not a punishment. It is the highest form of self-love because it honors your potential over your impulses. Imagine your future self, the one who has overcome this mountain. What advice would they give you today? Listen closely. Living beyond your limits means realizing that the limits were only ever in your mind. The sky is not the limit. Your mind is. We hope this exploration of the mountain is you has given you the tools to start your climb. The peak is waiting for you. If this documentary helped you see your own mountain clearly, subscribe to Wealth Entertainment 21. Let's grow together. The mountain is you, but you are also the one who can move it. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Visualization is the rehearsal for your reality. By seeing your success clearly, you are preparing your nervous system for the climb. Procrastination is often not a time management issue, but an emotional management issue. We avoid the task to avoid the feeling. Perfectionism is a form of self-sabotage. If it can't be perfect, you don't have to finish it. And if you don't finish it, you can't be judged. We use busyness, scrolling, and shallow goals to avoid the deep, uncomfortable work of emotional processing. Your brain does not care if you are happy. It cares if you are alive. To your brain, the known is safe, and the unknown is death. Let's explore the psychological architecture of our comfort zones and how they become our prisons. The cost of staying where you are is the life you could have lived. That is the highest price you will ever pay. To break the loop, you must first acknowledge that your current safety is an illusion. You are ready for more. Ask yourself, what is the one thing you are most afraid of people finding out about you? That is your shadow. Emotional intelligence is the bridge between self-sabotage and self-mastery. It is the ability to navigate your inner landscape. We often confuse fear with danger. Fear is an emotion. Danger is a reality. Most of your fears are not dangerous. Anxiety is the brain's attempt to solve a problem that hasn't happened yet. It is a future-based fear that keeps you stuck. We carry emotional baggage not because we want to, but because we don't know how to set it down without losing our identity. The need for certainty is the greatest killer of growth. You must learn to be comfortable with the unknown. Think about your biggest fear. What is the one thing you are doing every day to make sure it never happens? That is your trap. Healing is the process of unlearning the habits that were once necessary for your survival, but are now obstacles. Self-compassion is the fuel for change. You cannot hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. Release is not a one-time event. It is a daily decision to let go of what no longer serves your highest good. Write down your patterns. When you see them on paper, they lose their power over your subconscious mind. Your new identity is built on the choices you make when you are tired, afraid, or discouraged. You must have a vision that is more compelling than your current pain. What do you want more than your comfort? Start acting as if you are already the person who has overcome this mountain. How would they walk? How would they talk? Growth is not a grand event. It is a series of small, intentional daily practices that add up over time. Focus on being 1% better today than you were yesterday. These small increments are the path to massive transformation. Mindfulness allows you to observe your sabotaging thoughts without becoming them. You are the observer, not the thought. Your change ripples out. When you heal yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Who are you inspiring? The only limits that truly exist are the ones you have agreed to carry. It's time to put them down. When you live with purpose, your self-sabotage loses its grip. You are too busy creating to be afraid. Resilience is the ability to return to your path, no matter how many times you stumble. Stumbling is part of the climb. Transformation is not about becoming someone new. It is about becoming who you were always meant to be. Change is an architectural process. You are the architect, and your habits are the foundation. You cannot build a new life on old foundations. You must first clear the rubble of your past self-sabotage. Comparison is the thief of progress. When you compare your middle to someone else's end, you feed the fear that keeps you stuck. The 1% rule is about the compounding interest of your effort. Small daily improvements lead to massive long-term results. As the poet Hafez once said, "Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions." Imagine two people. One chooses the comfort of the couch, the other chooses the discomfort of the climb. 10 years later, their lives are worlds apart. Your inner world is the source of your outer reality. To master your life, you must first master your mind. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you focus on your mountain, you will be overwhelmed. If you focus on your step, you will reach the summit. What is the one thing you are holding on to that you know you need to let go of? That is your key. The final stage of transformation is when you no longer recognize the person you used to be. You have become the mountain. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, but they are also the chains of self-sabotage if left unexamined. Every habit starts with a trigger. To change the habit, you must first become a master of noticing the spark before the fire starts. We repeat behaviors because of the reward they provide. Even self-sabotage offers the reward of temporary relief from fear. Habit stacking is the secret to building momentum. Attach a new, healthy behavior to one you already do every day. What is one habit you have that you know is holding you back? What would happen if you stopped doing it for just 24 hours? Resistance is a natural part of growth. It is not a sign that you should stop. It is a sign that you are pushing your boundaries. Growth only happens at the edge of your comfort zone. You must learn to lean into the discomfort until it becomes familiar. Transformation is not a sprint, it is a marathon. The person who persists is the person who eventually reaches the summit. Radical responsibility is the realization that you are the only one who can change your life. No one is coming to save you. If you were 100% responsible for your current situation, what would be the first thing you would change tomorrow morning? We are now entering the final stage of our journey. The summit is in sight, but the hardest part is yet to come. View your life as a project. If something isn't working, don't complain. Redesign it. You have the tools. If you were 100% responsible for your current situation, what would be the first thing you would change tomorrow morning? We are now entering the final stage of our journey. The summit is in sight, but the hardest part is yet to come. The goal is not just to reach the top, but to build a life that can sustain the person you have become. In the end, you realize that the mountain was never an obstacle. It was the training ground for your soul. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Brianna Wiest's transformative work. May your climb be meaningful. Subscribe to Wealth Entertainment 21 for more documentaries on the 1% rule and personal excellence. See you at the top.